So I've got a few noteworthy stories coming out of Microsoft for you. For starters, Red Dead Redemption finally coming to the Xbox One via backwards compatibility. You know, it showed up on the store a few months ago, then it got pulled. Then everybody's been really quiet about it. But today, Rockstar announced that it's finally launching Friday, July the 8th. And so it's going to work with whatever version you own, all the DLC, Undead Nightmare, Game of the Year Edition, or just the regular edition. So right now, the regular edition is actually on sale through the Xbox Store for only $7, so definitely a good buy there. I actually just bought the Game of the Year edition. I ordered it today through Amazon. That comes with the Undead Nightmare DLC packaged in with it, which surprisingly I never did play, so I've heard some really good things about it, so looking forward to that. So I'll have a link to that also in the description box if you want to go pick it up, because it's on sale there for $25. Speaking of sales, the Xbox Summer Sale going on right now, so there's a lot of games there, so also a link down below for that. It appears that Microsoft is going to be rolling out wheelchair avatars here pretty soon. No pun intended there. It also looks like the avatars are getting kind of a new creepy makeover. I don't know. Like, these just look creepy to me. So anyway, they are getting a redo or a remake. You know, they haven't really been touched, I don't think, since like 2008. So it's been quite a while. It seems like for the Xbox 360, avatars were just a lot more prominent than what they are on the Xbox One. I don't even know that I've seen my avatar on Xbox One other than like the first week that I got the system. So anyway, I think the only thing that I remember ever playing or using my avatar for was that 1 vs 100 game, which I really wish they would bring back. That was actually a lot of fun. Gameboy could be coming to the Xbox One. Yeah, that's right. So some users have picked up on the fact that there's currently an app available on the Xbox One that's been actually on the Windows 10 store for 10 months now that allows you to play all Game Boy games, including Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advanced games, without paying a dime. It's an emulator. So it's not currently working just yet on the Xbox One. Apparently, they're waiting on the major update that's coming out for Windows 10. That's going to be launching on August the 2nd. And so that's like their big anniversary package, which they've been announcing. You know, they're going to be able to use a lot of the apps on the Xbox One that you can currently use on Windows 10. Like, this is supposed to be like the big merger, right? So anyway, people are saying, you know, there's no way Microsoft is going to leave this up, you know, it's going to be taken down, whatever. And I mean, it definitely is a good possibility that that could happen. But again, this has been on the Windows Store now for 10 months, and it's working on the Windows Store, so you can go get it for the PC and go play all Game Boy games, and neither Nintendo or Microsoft apparently has made a move. So maybe it'll stay there, maybe it won't, but whatever, the app is showing up now on the Xbox One. And then finally, Xbox Play Anywhere is officially launching September the 13th. So that's where you buy one digital copy of a game and then you can play it on PC or Xbox. So here's something interesting. You know, I pretty much took what Microsoft said at E3 as meaning that all new games published by Microsoft were going to be Play Anywhere, which means like all future titles like Halo. You know, I've done plenty of stories about this topic, and I'm saying that this is where we're headed. I still think that's where you should head, and I think that's what's going to happen. But the other day, the internet kind of blew up at the fact that Microsoft actually came out and directly said this. And so I guess this was like the first time that Microsoft actually put in text unequivocally, quote, every new title published from Microsoft Studios will support Xbox Play Anywhere and will be accessible in the Windows Store. Well, there it is. Or at least there it was. So here's the thing. The internet is a funny place, right? You can't escape your history. Like, everything's saved. And so I went to the Internet Archives and I found this post. It's been there since June the 29th. This is what's been written by Microsoft for almost a week now, that all future Microsoft Studio games are going to be Play Anywhere. But today, there was a stealth edit on the page. And I think this is a story that you're not going to find anywhere else. I think, you know, this is something that I just happened to run across and I haven't seen anybody else reporting it. Maybe they have, I don't know. But today, there's now an edit that says, every new title published from Microsoft Studios that we showed on stage at E3 this year will support Xbox Play Anywhere and will be accessible in the Windows Store. So you see what they did there. They went from saying all future Microsoft published games to saying, well, now just the games that we showed you at E3. So, I mean, what does this mean? You know, is Microsoft still trying to hold on to some Xbox One exclusives? Are there going to be some games that don't make it over to the PC? And again, I've thought all along this is the path that we're going down, that every game's eventually going to be on the PC. And I mean, from a business standpoint, we've talked about this a million times now, it makes sense for Microsoft to put the games over there. I mean, you're still buying it from the Windows Store, so they're getting the money either way, whether you have the Xbox One hardware or if you have a Windows PC. And I mean, it was Phil Spencer who said he doesn't want to separate gamers by hardware. And so if you're not going to separate gamers, you're wanting to, you know, be able to play your game anywhere you are, then you got to have Play Anywhere everywhere. So again, you know, I'm not sure why there was this kind of stealth edit, but I do know that a lot of sites were running with the story. In fact, to be honest, I was about to run with the story. That's why I was gathering everything up, and I kind of like to read over my materials before I do a video to make sure I have all my facts right. And I'm reading the paragraph and I'm like, well, this doesn't, you know, say what these other articles are reporting it says. And then sure enough, I went back, looked at the Internet Archive and saw where, yes, indeed, there was an edit earlier today. So I did reach out to Yusuf on Twitter. I asked him directly about this edit, and I asked him straight up, you know, what's the deal? Are all Microsoft published games going to be Play Anywhere in the future or not? And so I'm still waiting on a response back. I'll leave a link to that Twitter post down below. If you want to help me out, go retweet it. Maybe we'll get his attention and maybe we'll get an answer once and for all as to whether or not Xbox One is going to have any more exclusives or not. That does it for me, The Red Dragon. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Are you listening? Damn.